We're about to talk about some products that didn't cost me any money, even though they cost me
a lot of money.
Hello, Champagne Dreamers! Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss Jaye, the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we're going to be doing an Ulta haul. I thought it would be fun to show off a little Ulta haul that I made. And this is one where I actually went a little crazy, and I cashed in all of my Ulta points. So, yes, I know, these aren't technically free, because I did have to spend a fair amount of money at Ulta to earn all of these points, but they've been having lots of 1,000 bonus point promotions throughout the summer and into the fall, so I had racked up almost $400 worth of Ulta points. And every once in a while, especially if I'm feeling a little bit broke and I've got some Ulta points stored up, I like to go ahead and just treat myself. So I like to go through and pick out a whole bunch of stuff. Now, the thing that kicked this off is a specific palette that we're going to show off first. I just thought it could be fun to show off all the things that I got from Ulta for free with my Ulta points. So if you're interested in that, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. Now, in addition to the money that I had to spend to earn the Ulta points, there's also, you don't really get everything for free because they kind of take it down to as close as they can get on your total, and then the tax is based on the leftover. So all of this cost me around $25 because by the time they took the discount off, there might be like $3 or $6 or $8 or whatever it was, plus the tax, and then there was no shipping. So I think total, I placed 3 or 4 orders, and I think the total for what I paid after the Ulta points came off was about $25 total. So not bad at all for everything that we're gonna see. I have 13 things. I don't know why I put that in air quotes. That was weird. 13, which is a number. So it's 13 things, but it's a lot more than that, as you can see. There's going to be a lot of things that include multiple pieces. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, and I'll show you all of the things that I bought with my Ulta points. Now, what inspired this little Ulta shopping spree was the new Naked Cyber palette from Urban Decay. Now, I have been collecting the Urban Decay Naked palettes, at least the ones with the names, so like Wild West and Ultraviolet and all of that. I don't have the numbered ones. I had the 1 and the 3, but I decluttered both of them. But I've got the Smoky and the Heat and the Wet Cherry or whatever they're called. And so there was a new one. It's called Cyber. I thought it could be kind of fun, but I didn't know that it looked fun enough to pay $50. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and cash in some Ulta points. And then I looked at my balance and I was like, let's have a little shopping spree. So this is the first thing that I picked up, and this is the one that really kind of inspired the whole haul. I haven't had a chance to play with this very much or really to review it or anything like that. I haven't reviewed the last few Naked palettes, and I feel like my response to this is going to be similar to the other Naked palettes, which is that the packaging, as always, is perfection. I love this packaging. I think it's beautiful. I think it's interesting. And then I always open up the package and I'm like, what are we doing here? What's this about? What's happening? These are so fucking weird to hold. Now, there's some beautiful colors in this, and some of these duochromes look like they could be very interesting. And I get that it's part of the Naked series, so even though it's got duochromes or multichromes or whatever, that it's still trying to be kind of naked. But I look at this and I'm just like, what's happening? What's going on? Like, who hurt you? Show us on the doll where the bad man touched you. And so, like, this red shade up here, Bite, I mean, I get that it kind of goes with this, but it's like really a weird, intense shade to add to these others. I don't know that I would have gone with this like ochre red. When we're trying to do cyber, we're trying to do this sort of technology and circuit boards and all that kind of shit. And then we've got this very like earth-toned red, like very much cave paintings in the desert in Sedona. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. So I am a little bit of a completionist. I've been fighting off that urge as much as possible, but the Naked palettes still get me, and so I'm glad that I didn't have to pay for this one. Let me know down below in the comments if you'd like to see a review of this palette. I haven't reviewed the last few Naked palettes, and I'm not really inspired to review this one, but let me know. Now recently I did a video where I talked about some of my favorite drugstore products. If you didn't have a chance to catch that, I'm going to go ahead and link that right up here. But I talked about the fact that I don't necessarily do a lot of drugstore products. I'm kind of a bougie bitch, I can admit it. But every once in a while I find something at the drugstore that I really like. And one thing that I really enjoyed was the formula of the Maybelline... What the fuck is this called? Super Stay Matte Ink. Was the formula of the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink liquid lipsticks. These are phenomenal. I have, I think, 6 of these already, and since I was cashing in some points, I was like, you know what, let's get some basic, good colors, because these are about $10, $9, and they're a pretty fantastic liquid lipstick. I often have trouble with liquid lipsticks from the drugstore. I just don't find the sort of longevity or the pigmentation that I'm looking for. There's always something about it that's not quite right. And these are fantastic. These are just as good as a lot of indie brands or, you know, prestige brands in Sephora or Ulta that are twice the price or more. And so I picked up 5 different shades in pinks and reds of the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick. Now, an indie and a black-owned makeup brand that I've been shopping from for a long time is Beauty Bakerie. And Beauty Bakerie has some fantastic products available through Ulta. So I picked up 3 things from Beauty Bakerie. The first one is their blending eggs. I mean, their packaging is always so stupid cute. I love this little egg carton. And these are the organic eggs. I don't know why we've just leaned into the air quotes thing for this video, but go with it. And I just love that they're sort of skin tone colored eggs, and so your foundation, when you do that, it doesn't look as gross when you're blending out foundation and concealer and contour. And so I really kind of dig it. So here you can see there are 3 different colors. You get 2 of each color. And like I said, these are just really great for blending out your face products, which is what I'm typically using a sponge for. And 6 sponges was only $18, so it's $2 less than a single beauty blender, so I don't know who's still buying beauty blenders. Not this bitch. Now the next 2 products from Beauty Bakerie, I'm gonna admit, I pretty much bought just for the packaging. And the first one is one of their Sugar Sticks rock candy looking lip liners. Do I need another red lip liner? God, no, I absolutely do not. But this packaging is so stupid cute that I was like, I have to own one of these. I have to own one of them just so I can look at it and play with it. And I am excited. I haven't even had a chance to really play with this yet, but I'm excited to play around with it. I mean, I don't love mechanical liners. I know that seems to be the way that things are going because new brands, when they're putting out liners, seem to have the mechanical pencils rather than like a sharpenable. Sharpenable? Is that a word? Like a wood pencil that you sharpen. I don't love the mechanical, but this is just so cute. And the last one is a primer that I've been wanting to try for a while, and that's the Butter Primer. And this one, it's just because it looks like a little stick of butter. It's got the measurements, although the measurements are wrong. I was looking at this and they are not correct. This one, half of it says is a 1/4 cup, but then it's got a 1/3 cup and a 1/2 cup. And I'm like, I don't think that's how numbers work. But I just think it's adorable. And it looks like a little stick of butter. And I love a good primer. I usually don't like primers that are like a stick like this, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to see. I've had mixed results with Beauty Bakerie. I've used a bunch of Beauty Bakerie products in the past. Some I've loved, some I've hated, some have just kind of been in between. So I'm excited to see how this little stick of butter does for me.
What color is the lipstick again? I was looking down.
Oh, no, it's a primer.
Oh, primer. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yes, you wouldn't necessarily want
See,
primer.
I was clearly not
yellow.
even paying attention.
Yeah.
What's that lipstick again? I'm here to
It's
press
almost
record.
like I'm in the room.
To press record and attempt to frame it up for you.
Papa, can you hear me? Papa, are you near me?
I ain't your papa.
Papa, how I miss you, kissing me. Good night. Papa, can you hear me? Okay, we'll stop that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Barbara Streisand, kids. Learn about it. Next up, I am excited and nervous and trepidatious and all of the feelings about these next 6 products. and they are the Halloween palettes from BH Cosmetics. So if you remember, last year I bought I think it was called the Drop Dead Gorgeous collection. They had 2 palettes and like a glitter gel, and they were hot water trash. They were terrible. They were so bad. And so they came out with 6 9-pan palettes in the Poison Shock collection. And I was like, you know what? You're not paying for them, so if they're terrible, you're not out anything except for your Ulta points and a couple dollars or whatever. So I was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and buy all 6 because BH Cosmetics has been hitting it out of the park the last year or so. Last year's Halloween collection was an aberration. So I'm hoping that this isn't the same sort of thing. If this is the same sort of quality as the Birthstone palettes and the Ice Cream Shop palettes and all of the other things that they've been doing, their travel palettes, these are going to be phenomenal. So this is the Ghost Pepper palette. This is the one where the cover confuses me because this is like the red palette, right? We see red with some orangey yellow behind it. It's called Ghost Pepper. And then it's a pink palette. Excuse me? So there definitely are a couple of red shades. There's a couple of these more cranberry wine shades. But this is much more of like a pink. And even most of the reds are a little bit more of like a pink toned red. So I'm not sure that it really lines up with the theme that they chose. But I do love these colors. I would rather have pink toned reds and like a popsicle red and then have these bright pinks than have more of a warm fiery red anyway. I just don't know why they chose that for the packaging. And then we have the Scorpion Sting palette. And this is the orange, yellow, gold palette. So you can see we've got some oranges, and then we've got some yellows and some golds. All of the yellowy shades are shimmers. The only mattes that we have are more of the orangey, peachy kind of colors. But it's an interesting collection. I'm excited to play around with it. Was there ever any doubt that I was going to get the green palette? This is the Absinthe Palette. And yes, it is a collection of 9 beautiful greens. There are a couple of swampy, more yellowy greens, but a lot of them are very blue toned, which I appreciate because I feel like even when companies do greens, we get a lot of lime green and acid green and swampy green. I love an emerald, a teal green. I love a blue leaning green. So I really like this palette. I feel like they're more neutral to blue leaning with a couple of exceptions. Obviously this shade right here is a little bit more, has a little bit of a yellow golden, this matte right here, but a lot of these are a little bit more in that blue leaning green. And then we have the Sub-Zero palette. This is obviously the blue palette. And it's very icy cold and beautiful. If you are looking for a blue monochromatic palette, this has a nice array of blue shades going from light to dark. And so you do get a pretty good variety. There are 3 mattes across the top that have kind of a light, a medium, and a dark. And then we've got 6 shimmers down below. Then we have the Nightshade palette. And this is purple with some kind of pinky tones that sneak in here, which again makes me question why the red palette was so much more of like a pink palette, because they've got a couple of these slightly more pinky purples in here as well. I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting choice. So this is a fun collection of purples. It looks like we've got a couple kind of shifty, maybe duochrome kind of shades. I hope that BH Cosmetics was able to pull this off because these color stories are gorgeous. And then for the last palette, I thought this was an interesting choice because they did 6 and they're roughly monochromatic, so it would be really easy to just do a rainbow like they did with the ice cream. But they stuck the orange and the yellow together, and the last palette in the collection is called Venom. Awkward jump cuts. And this one is kind of an interesting collection of grays and kind of plummy infused grays. So this is kind of a deep gray with like a plum base. We've got this kind of purpley, wine purple gray kind of shimmer, and then more silvery shimmers. This one has a little bit of almost a pink silver kind of moment to it. So we get this kind of spidery silver pearl with a little bit of wine plum kind of influence. So this is an interesting choice. I am excited to see how these come out. I don't know, sometimes things that are too gray, I feel like they just blend out and look gray. So I'm interested to see like this shade or this shade here, how much they actually hold on to that base color. Wait.
Is it 13?
I was like, this isn't 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 6 is 15. 16, 17, 18. So 19. About 19.
So 13 was fitting.
So 13.
Oh my god, what? It was quotes. It was really quotes. You knew. Your subconscious mind knew.
So remember earlier when I did 13 in quotes? It's because I can't fucking count. I bought 19 things, and some of them have parts, like the eggs. There's 6 eggs, but it's one piece. But I bought 19 things. I don't know why I thought it was 13. I'm too pretty to math. All right, and the last 4 items that I bought are all from Morphe. I know. People feel all kinds of ways about Morphe, but I was like, it's not my money. So you know what? I don't mind Morphe brushes. I think they're fine for the price, especially their natural hair, because a lot of companies are getting away from natural hair. And so I really do like a natural hair brush from time to time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy some of their brushes, and I know that people are kind of sick of it. But I picked up the James Charles eye brush collection, and that's because this was on sale for half off, and then I got it for free with my Ulta points. So I was like, you know what? I'm probably giving some money to him somewhere in that whole thing. I don't know how it all works with the Ulta points or whatever, what the brands get paid or how that works. He probably already has his money and is laughing all the way to the bank. I just wanted some fucking eye brushes, and I do like Morphe brushes, and this was a way to get a lot of brushes in one collection, and it was half off. It was originally like almost $60, and I got it for less than $30. It does come in this little black container that has Morphe X James Charles, which is going straight into the trash.
You could reuse it as a vibrator holder for when you travel.
That's true. My vibrator is not petite enough for this. But here we have a whole bunch of brushes. Look at all these beautiful eye brushes. And that's my problem with brush sets, is that a lot of times brush sets are a full set of brushes. I love lots and lots of eye brushes. I love having lots of choices for eye brushes. If I'm buying a 20 brush set, I would love to have like 14 eye brushes and like 6 face brushes. I don't need a ton of face brushes. I don't need foundation brushes. I use a sponge. I rarely, if ever, use a foundation brush, and I have a couple good ones that I like if I do decide to go that route. So I don't need a bunch of face brushes. So being able to buy this collection of eye brushes when I love the Morphe natural hair brushes, and I was like, you know what, we're going to go for it. So if you hate me because I bought a James Charles thing with my Ulta points, I guess I'll have to live with that. Watch as a single tear rolls down my cheek. Now, the other things that I bought, I've been waiting. I was like, I'm not going to open them until I do this video. And it's been a tough wait because I'm super excited. And they are the Sour Patch Kids collection. So I did buy 2 of the setting sprays and the Sour Patch Kids and the Sour Patch Kids palette. Now, in my beauty resolutions video, if you didn't see that, I'll go ahead and link it up here in the cards for you. I said that I was going to kind of move away from setting sprays for this year, and I haven't been using setting sprays as much. I think this is the first setting spray I've bought all year, which is amazing restraint on my part. But I like when they do these interesting scents, and I was like, watermelon, that could be really good. Because Too Faced, when they did that Tutti Frutti, like the special edition version of the Hangover RX, they did watermelon, but it was watermelon and cucumber, and it just wasn't right. And so I was like, I want something that just smells like watermelon or watermelon candy. And so I was like, you know what? And if I do like it, if I don't buy 2, I'm going to be sad when I try to go back and it's not going to be there. So I just went ahead and bought 2. I'm hoping it's going to be good. We're going to check it out. Because I'm still sad that the Sweetie Peach is not available anymore, because that smelled delicious. It smelled like peach rings. So I'm hoping that this is going to smell like watermelon gummy candy. That was harder work than it should have been. That smells kind of good. It doesn't smell exactly like gummy candy. It just kind of has sort of a fakey watermelon. And I know that watermelon candy smells fakey watermelon. It just is a different kind of... It's almost like a watermelon air freshener, but it's not bad. And even if I don't use it for my face, I can use it for brushes. The Morphe Spray, I really do like for setting my makeup when I use a setting spray. The brushes and the setting spray are the things that I'm going to keep going back for. I generally am kind of over their eyeshadow. I don't think that it's a great quality, and I think that it's fine. I think that if you're on a budget, or if you're new to makeup, or if you just want to not spend a ton of money and get a bunch of colors, I think that some of their palettes are a really good idea. But I'm kind of past their eyeshadows. I'm not really looking to pick up more, except for the one that I picked up. Except for the eyeshadow that I just picked up, making myself a goddamn liar. I thought this was so cute, and I thought this was such a fun concept. I love gummy candy. I prefer like fruity gummy candies to chocolate. I mean, I don't turn down chocolate either. But if I had a choice between chocolate and like a gummy fruity candy, unless it's real good chocolate, I'm gonna go with the gummy candy. And so I love that it was Sour Patch Kids. I just think it's fun. And so I haven't even opened this yet because I knew I would be tempted to play around with it. And so I am super excited. Let's go ahead and... it doesn't have a mirror, which is a bummer. But this is fun. I like this. Now, this is just a simple rainbow palette. There's nothing really special about it. It does have little imprints of the Sour Patch Kids, which I think are fun. I always loved those Sour Patch Kids commercials where first they're sour and then they're sweet, where they did something really awful and then they, like, apologized. I thought it was so fucking cute. But I just thought this was a fun little rainbow palette. I clearly do not shy away from rainbow palettes. I have a ton of them. Maybe someday we'll do a little video where we do like a rainbow palette smackdown and rank them all together. 2022. But this was kind of fun, and I liked that they had these interesting pink and purple and blue shimmers. I thought that that was an interesting thing to pair, where these are all kind of very similar tones, but have different kind of shifts. Like there's a lot of pink and purple, and then we've got some blue shifty, some green shifty, maybe some teal shifty, and we've got these rainbow colors. So I think this is going to be fun to play with. I'm excited. If I ever get back to doing Face Fridays, maybe we'll do something with the Sour Patch Kid. And that is all. That is it for my Ulta haul. 19 products that I purchased using my Ulta points. I love to do that. I love when I stack up a bunch of points. I could just buy a product here, a product there. I think it's more fun to just go on a little rampage and pick up all the things that I've kind of been looking at. So let me know down below in the comments, what did you think of what I selected? Are these things that you would have picked up? Are they things that maybe didn't interest you, but if they were free, maybe you would pick them up? Are they things that you would have bought full price? So let me know down below. While you're leaving me that comment, don't forget you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified of all uploads. I try really hard to make sure that I upload at least one video a week, and sometimes, if you're lucky, I'll even have a bonus video for you. Ooh, special. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at JanessaJaye.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you, and until I see you again, bye.
There's that video here of Kim Kardashian in one of her crazy latex outfits, but her struggling to get into it, and like her like arm in her leg trying to get her thighs in there properly. It's amusing. You know, those latex outfits, putting them on.
Putting them on is a challenge.
Yep. Hopefully she didn't have to pee at all.